Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Monday, the 30th of September, 2024. We're looking here at the synoptic for yesterday at lunchtime. We can see the low pressure system that was held off to the southwest approaches until sort of late afternoon. Which gave us a reasonably good flying day yesterday, although it was just sort of strong winds down 1.6. We did actually get a little bit of soaring as well. So anyway, we run that through to midnight last night, and you can see the occlusions came in. They brought rain here from about 6:30, 7 o'clock onwards, and that continued on and off throughout the night. And into this morning, this is lunchtime this morning, the lows heading out to sort of East Anglia direction, and the fronts are starting to clear. We're expecting the first sort of clearance to arrive about 11 o'clock, but how good it's going to be, we'll have to wait and see. If we continue that through until midnight tonight and into tomorrow, we can see that the front's moved out into Europe. It's out sort of Belgium way, getting into Holland, and we're starting to get into some better air mass tomorrow. But we'll just have to wait and see what that brings. Looking at the satellite picture then, it's still quite overcast. The worst of the cloud covers maybe to the north of us. And if we'll have a look at the rain, we can see the rain is now starting to clear out into East Anglia. So that should be moving off to the northeast throughout the morning. So the rain forecast then, that's showing it clearing through around about 11 o'clock or thereabouts, but there's still going to be some showers behind that throughout the day, and there may well be a low cloud base associated with the whole system that might curtail flying a little bit throughout the day as well. So looking at the ODM TAF, excuse me, it's quite an extensive TAF today. They're forecasting 19012 knots with greater than 10k visibility, broken at about 800 feet. And then temporarily between now and about 11 o'clock local, 5 kilometers visibility in rain, broken at 500 feet, with a 30% chance that temporarily between now and 11 o'clock local, viz down to 3 kilometers in rain and drizzle scattered at 400 feet, and then becoming from about 11 o'clock through to 2 o'clock, broken at 1800 feet. And then temporarily between 11 o'clock and about 7 o'clock this evening, the wind going around to 27015, gusting 28, with a 40% chance that between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock this evening, local few clouds at 1800 feet and broken at 3000 feet. So quite an extensive TAF there, but essentially saying it's going to start to clear up around about lunchtime. Farnborough showing something very similar. I'm not going to go into that and read through it. It's very similar. The spot winds are to the north of us at 1,000 feet, 30015 knots, and to the south of us, 1,000 foot wind is 27035 knots. So quite windy today, quite blustery. And if we have a look at windy itself, this is 8 o'clock this morning. You can see a sort of gentle southerly flow, but that quite quickly becomes a westerly flow by about 10, 11 o'clock, and the speed increases. So we're here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got a 16 knot westerly. And as we run that through the afternoon, it's gradually increasing as well. And that's just the mean wind. The gusts will be quite higher on top of that. Looking at the local forecast, you can see that wind is again going around westerly, 17 knots throughout the best part of the day, but gusting to 30, 33, 36, 35. That's kind of going to put a bit of a stop on the flying when it's gusting that strong. So GFS are showing temperatures of about 13 in this area today, around about lunchtime, with a dew point about 12. So that's not a great split. It's, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere there. And if we look locally, we can see the temperature and dew point have kind of been tracking within a couple of degrees of each other throughout the night and into today. The view out the window then, yeah, camera's looking west here. We can see that the wind's not too strong there at the moment, but that will be picking up and going around westerly. But the low cloud, the moisture in there is right down on the deck. It's not a great day out there at the moment. SkySight are reflecting that early in the day, and they're showing it starting to clear up around about 12 o'clock. They're showing the rain stop there, but they're still going to have a lot of low cloud throughout the rest of the day, and that could be an issue. But we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens, see what comes our way. Top Meteo, again, they're not very optimistic. They're showing rain throughout most of the day. This is lunchtime into the early afternoon, and although there are clearances coming through, it is showing rain in our area for most of the day. That's right through till about 5 o'clock this afternoon. So no TAMs today. I'm only going to cover the 3 local ones. 22 is Barton Stacey live firing there as per usual. 25 is Delta 132, the Ash Ranges. That's active today, and 26 is the Uphaven telephone number change. So let's move on to the airfield briefing then. Let's just share those pictures with you. Looking at the Odium cross section, it's showing very, very low clouds right through until about 11 o'clock local, and then gradually rising up above about 1,000 feet by about 2 o'clock local. So it is going to be quite a slow start today with low cloud base right through into the early to mid-afternoon. And that may well get up to about 1,500 feet. So we might get something out of it late afternoon if anyone's prepared to hang around for that. However, the strong winds here, we've got at least 26 knots being forecast on the strong winds, and they're saying it's gusting 26 to 28, and then perhaps up to 30 by late afternoon. The booking sheet on the website is quite sparsely populated today. That equates to 1K21 on the book flying. There's 3 K21s available. There's a K21 on the casual list. There's actually a K21 booked by a club member for a short period today. There's 3 K21s available, and basically all the single seaters have availability on them, and nobody on the casual list, surprisingly. There is one departure scheduled, 727 departing at about 1,300 local. So we'll just keep an eye on that if we do manage to get out there. And if we do end up on the airfield today to fly, we'll set up on 27 for a dry operation. But I would imagine we'll be using the extender bars to tow out the cables so that the vehicles are on the runway and not on the grass. The general situation is there's a low pressure moving through the area from west to east. There's occluded fronts giving rain and low cloud until at least late morning, if not later on. So here's the visual representation of the setup today. Launch point vehicle out on 27, winch launching off the grass to the south, and area towing off the runway for the club gliders. I very much doubt there'll be a requirement for a club grid today, so we'll just leave it at that. That's it for today. If we do manage to get out there, please bear in mind ground handling, canopies. In fact, it's low cloud, and let's have fun, but keep it safe. Thanks very much. Let's probably see you in the clubhouse shortly.